And the first movie that made me feel seen.
What a great question.
That's always a tough one.
It really was a huge moment when Rupert Everett was in my best friend's wedding, playing such a pivotal scene-stealing role as a gay character being played by an openly gay man.
Cooley High, just great-looking brown boys and girls having a good time and doing the things that I did.
It's a toss between Frankenstein and Pinocchio, the abandonment of a son that had to figure out the world and ultimately to exist a little outside, quote-unquote, the normal. So I identified very much.
In the bedroom, really beautifully paced portrait of grief and guilt.
The Graduate, feeling out of place, trying to define yourself. That movie just captured a lot of the insecurities that I was feeling, and it also was just incredibly cool.
I was like a science fiction kid. I really related because he was sort of outsider and by himself and alone exploring the universe. Dave Bowman from 2001: Space Odyssey.
I want to say it's School Days. It's a film that I was a costume designer on, but I felt seen in that film.
Paris, Texas. I remember being very haunted and affected and impacted by it.
West Side Story was the first movie that represented the diversity of the world that I lived in.
I saw Death of a Salesman as a movie, and I was floored. I saw it 12 times.
When I saw the Tusken Raiders, there was two of them on screen, and one of them was getting the other one's attention by tapping on their shoulder. And as a child, when I saw that specific moment of communication, I felt the connection to it because of that gesturing, that sign language, and it happened in the first Star Wars.
It's called Crazy Beautiful. It was about a teenage girl, and she was really messy and kind of disastrous, and I just really loved it.
Boys in the Hood, and then also He Got Game were two that really had an impact on me.
I grew up in the 80s. Anything with Molly Ringwald's, probably Pretty in Pink.
I think it was probably E.T. I think it was that red hoodie, that connection with that alien, and that soundtrack by John Williams.
Mulholland Drive. I don't know why. When I grew up, I just realized that I have this feeling of having a double life.
The Rose with Bette Midler. There's a woman, and she was a young woman, and she's up there singing and bringing so much to that. I loved it.
It was for sure Do the Right Thing. Those were lives, personalities that I recognized.
The thing that's great about movies is it's so many different parts of me get seen, right? So like the part of me that needed to obsess about Ace Ventura is just as important as the part of me that needed to obsess about Five Easy Pieces or All That Jazz, Terminator 2. And I think that's why movies can feel like they're giving you company.
I would say that it was The Wizard of Oz. It was good old Red Shoes and the wonderful Judy Garland clicking those heels, believing in magic.